Hello traders out there in Traderland. My name's Des Woodruff, your future mentor and senior analyst here at Grok Trade. And this is the weekend edition. Good through September 11th, 2011. And take a moment here to say we do remember 9/11 10 years ago. A tragic event here for the United States. And that will be something that we will remember from this day forward. Let's get on to technical analysis here. We're looking at the daily, weekly, and monthly. I'm going to be moving very fast, so stay with me. Here we're looking at the daily chart on the S&P. With that, we have a big bull flag. There's a lot of lines here. Don't get confused by those, but we have a symmetrical triangle. We broke down. We go into a bear flag. Bear flag, if you don't know what that is, just go to freeonlinetradingeducation.com or freetradingvideos.com. and click on Chart School, go to bear flag, print out what that looks like and all the text explaining what they are. But this is a bear flag on the daily chart. We are sub-zero on the MACD right here, the zero line, which is the histogram. Ticks here, we got a negative tick on the histogram. And we have turned over and heading southbound. And on the weekly chart on the S&P, big triangle, we broke down, chopping, we tried to have an up leg. The up leg could not give us any real strength at all. This week, all we did was come crashing right back down. Lower high, lower low, down above most moving averages, but we still have the 200-day simple moving average acting as some support. Next level of interest here, as far as support is concerned, is 1123 on the spider. Then after that, 1063. So almost looks like a low base or a low bearish pennant type formation. Any way you shake it, this looks bearish. If you look at a monthly chart, on the monthly chart we made this big huge lower swing high. We go into a rising wedge. We broke down out of that rising wedge after we had a MACD bearish divergence, and there we are dropping. With that drop, we have candlesticks that are getting larger in size. You can see that instead of getting smaller in size. And we have the MACD still heading southbound. You can see this, or stochastic, I'm sorry. The stochastic is bearish divergence, and then we're heading south here. And the question is, where will we find support? Next area of support is 1113 as far as the weekly is concerned, and then after that, 1027 are some good support areas. We've dropped only about 3 bars. You can't count this one. It's a higher high, higher low. Even though it's red, it's not a down bar. This one, higher high, higher low, I'm not going to count that one. So we're only talking 3 months to the downside. However, the Fibonacci retracement here puts us at a really important number at 61.8%. Fibonacci retracement, which puts us about around 1150 or so, 1149, 1147. Actually, remember 1147 and then 1150 area as being support. But if we break that 1113, we break that 1027. All right. So let's go to the Dow. The Dow, big bear flag has broken, and it has done so on increased volume. You can see that right here. We are decisively below the zero line, big negative tick on the histogram, and this is the start of a downward move of a bear flag breakdown. We're looking at support at 10,745 area. You can see that number right over here. If I go to the weekly, this thing had a hard time even bouncing up to the 38.2. Let me get rid of the fibs here. We're caught up inside the moving averages. We did find support at 225 simple moving average, 225 simple moving average. If it breaks that, we'd be looking at a support area around 10,726, but we also have an area to be looking at which should put us at 10,819 or 10,820 area also. But this thing looks like it's just wanting to head south. As far as the monthly is concerned, we're at a big support area right now. Let me blow this up. Nope, we actually broke below it. Did break below 11,014, and that was this swing right here. We did break below that because resistance, resistance, support, support. It has broken below that support on the monthly, but the month isn't over yet, so but we could be finding some support there, so be watching that. And if I go here to the Nasdaq, let's start off with the daily. We have a broadening formation. Broadening formations are more bearish than they are bullish, but it's a flag type formation. I copied this trend line, slapped it right here on this swing, so this would be a logical area of support around 2400. Be looking for that support area to serve as support. We're still positive on the MACD oscillator, the zero line here with the histogram. We're still on the positive side of things. And if we look here at the weekly, we're down below the 67 simple moving average, but we have a lot of support underneath us for as far as the Nasdaq is concerned. If we do break that support, that's going to be very troublesome, so we'll have to be watching that. But be watching 2400 as a support area, and if we break below it, these moving averages should serve as some sort of support on the weekly. If I go over here to the monthly, you can see that we have a bearish divergence on the stochastics. We are dropping. We're down a few days here at a big support area right here. Support, resistance. You can see that resistance and then support. We're right there. If we were to drop again, getting below 2400, that's going to be a serious issue. Now small caps, when it comes to the Russells 2000, again, I have a higher swing high trend line, a broadening formation with these two swings. However, I copied this one, set it right here, and come across. We're near a support area right now. 665 should be a support area. We're in negative territory on the MACD. And if I go to the weekly, you can see this looks just like the others. We do find support at the 225 simple moving average, but we are down below. A couple of the other ones, like the 260, we're below. We could still be looking at support at the 200, so we'll be watching that one pretty closely. Triangle, we broke down on that triangle. Stochastics just heading straight down. The Russells have broken some significant support. It has broken the 716 area, and now so far in the month has broken a 687 area coming across. Both are broken. This is in a lot of trouble. If I go here, I want to take a look at the banks. This is the monthly chart on the banks. We have a symmetrical triangle breaking down. We're down below 1500 on the bank index. This is the largest index of banks, 460, 470 banks in the Nasdaq index. It is breaking down out of what's called a bearish pennant formation, and the banks are in significant trouble with the formation that we see here. If we go to gold, I've been talking about gold being overextended. What we have here is a nice trend going up, and higher. However, the problem with this is it's going parabolic. Things that go parabolic rubber band back. Be careful with gold. And then the US dollar, I'm going to show you something. We were in a falling wedge, which is very bullish. Boom, we get down here, we started to run, but we cracked, but we went down to the wrong side. We broke down below it. Normally, when a trend line gets broken and there's no follow through of this, and it comes in and heals itself, a lot of times you'll get a major rally coming, ensuing, and possibly even breaking this upper trend line that we have right here. If so, if you have the US dollar climbing very strongly, that's going to put a significant amount of pressure on stock and equities. So it's something that we are watching quite closely. You can see this area. I'm going to draw this line right here, support. I'm going to bring it up. I want these dudes to be perfect. This is a monthly chart. Support. You can see right here we're at a major resistance area. And if it stays as resistance, we drop, the market should go bullish. However, the chances of me going bullish right now are very slim because of what I'm seeing in the daily charts, those bear flags, the weekly charts, those small choppy bear pennants, and then on the monthly charts, those low base type patterns. So, or the monthly charts, just the down leg, just a big down leg dropping. So everything, all the stars are aligning for the markets to go bearish. However, if Greece gets bailed out over the weekend and good news, comes about, then I'm expecting a big bullish Monday to happen. However, if there's no bailout and people start wringing their hands and sweating over what's happening over there in Europe, you're going to see a lot of people looking to start selling their long positions and then entering short positions and taking advantage of these big market moves to the downside. On Friday, the Dow was down over 300 points. The Russell was down a whopping 3%. But here is what's very troubling in the markets. I'm at Finviz, and if you look at like a 1 week performance, financials took almost an 8% hit. The markets are only as strong as the financials. That is trouble. For 1 month, financials in a heap of trouble. In a recessionary cycle, utilities and healthcare usually do the best. That's precisely what we're seeing right now. Those are doing extremely well, with financials dropping out. 3 months, financials down 18.7%. 6 months, financials down 25%. So here, 1 year performance, everybody's green, but in industrial goods and financials down 17%. The question is, should you be long this market when the financials are under such significant stress? I think it would be foolish to stay bullish unless you're banking on a significant bullish retracement. However, if that were to happen, at this very moment, we are not seeing any technical signs that we are set up to do so. Everything is pointing southbound, technically speaking. So I have a mentorship coming up next weekend. I am only touching the very tips of information that's out there that you need to know to learn how to trade. If you want me to take you in as my student and for me to teach you how to trade, I've been doing this 13 years. I contracted with Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, teach me to trade, Star Trader, Option Success. A bunch of them have been published in multiple trading magazines. I run a large trading club here in Indiana. Matter of fact, tomorrow morning is the place. If you want to look for a trading club in your area, go to meetup.com. Meetup.com, put in trading. Mine is meetup.com/day trading, and you'll see my club that I have. It's very active, over 250 members, and it's a great club. But anyway, if you want me to teach you, and I can do it virtually, and you do not have to fly to me, but we are talking about a live mentorship coming up in November in Las Vegas during the Traders Expo. So all you need to do is send Carolina an email, and Carolina, like North or South Carolina, at Grok Trade, and she'll tell you more about it. She's a student, she went through it too. So I hope you can join us. Take care and safe trading to you.